What's up, guys? This is Quante, and welcome to a new Let's Play of a game that I'm doing simply for Bram Stoker's 160-something anniversary. If you're unaware who Bram Stoker is, well, he wrote Count Dracula, the novel, and we're going to be playing Castlevania 3 Dracula's Curse. And I guess I used that Bram Stoker thing just to give me a reason to play Castlevania, because, I mean, who doesn't love Castlevania? But during the 15th century Europe, there lived a person named Dracula. He practiced sorcery in order to create a bad world filled with evil. Oh no! He began taking over the continent of Europe, changing countries from good to bad. Why is it so simplistic? Well, he's doing bad. The good people of Europe tried to fight off Count Dracula, but no one was able to survive. Finally, the Belmont family was summoned to battle Dracula's vile forces. The Belmont family has a long history of fighting evil, and there's the vampire killer itself. It's more like a mace or a flail, but no, it's a frickin' whip, of course. The townspeople became afraid of the Belmont's superhuman power and asked him to leave the country. Fortunately, the people found a mighty Belmont called Trevor. They could have just said, "Name Trevor." Okay. Well, that translation was kind of weird. But the curse of Dracula has begun. Why am I reading so slowly? The fate of Europe lies with Trevor. Alright. And I love how it's just kind of like a movie thing, just moving around. I don't know. I guess that's sort of like the theme for this. It's a movie. You know, we're playing a movie. That makes no sense. And is it gonna repeat itself? No, I don't want that to happen. Let's go to the opening. Let's finally get this started. Okay, and wait, what the heck? I guess I'll just put in my name. Let's not be a lazy bastard. Let's just put what the heck? I'm just spelling everything wrong. Spelling my own name wrong. I need to go back to kindergarten. Well, there's Trevor himself. Yeah, look at us. It'd be cool if you actually had that cape throughout the entire game, but I guess they wouldn't have been able to incorporate that into a sprite, like, and make it look good or whatever. Well, no, because there is another character in the game that actually has a cape on, but I guess they just didn't want Trevor to steal that certain character's thunder. Because, yes, you can actually play as multiple characters in this game and actually switch the characters on the fly, which is actually kind of cool. And that became, you know, a thing in later Castlevania games that, you know, I don't know, in a specific DS game that I'm thinking of right now that I can't really think of the name. And wow, gravity, the worst enemy of the Belmont, of course. You know, gravity just pulls them down. Their muscle mass is just so large that it just brings them down with an incredible amount of force, you know. The speed of light, if I even knew how to say all that mess, but whatever. You know, I'm no Sho Minamoto. Yeah, we're in church. Ooh, ready to hear some preaching. Or get attacked by bats, that's good enough too, you know. Or we can just go through the roof and somehow end up here with skeletons that somehow never run out of themselves. Because, like, if you read about the skeletons, it says that they throw their own bones. But if you leave the skeleton there long enough, it'll just keep throwing bones unlimitedly. So it's like, when is this guy ever just gonna run out of bones? If anything, the Belmonts could just be lazy and then let the freaking skeleton just throw all of its bones and then just completely deteriorate itself. Or wait, that wasn't the right word for that. Whatever. Dispatch of itself. Whatever words. Words aren't a thing. You don't use words in commentary. Of course not. You know, I'm just rambling, of course. And we have the famous Medusa heads, you know, introducing these guys in the first level. Even though they're not really guys, because Medusa's a female, but whatever. And this is actually quite long for a first level. Like, most of the levels in Castlevania 3 are actually pretty long. Like, they're not as short as the ones per se in Castlevania 1. Like, I'm not even gonna compare it to Simon's Quest at all. Simon's Quest is just on a whole nother spectrum. Like, I'm not even gonna go into detail about that game, because it's just, let's just say it's completely different from this game and the the original. And God, I almost choked on food that I just ate. That makes no sense. No one needed to know that anyway. Oh well, let's just kill some fleamen. That's always a good time. Fleamen. You gotta love them, you know? Okay. And these things are actually a lot more lethal in this game. The bone pillars, like, they shoot 3 flames instead of 2, and they shoot them out a lot faster. I don't know. Now that I'm actually playing with a controller, maybe I'll do better. Because the first time I actually played this game, because I'm not too familiar with it, was at school. Like, I was on the internet, so I was just playing it with a keyboard, and it was actually kind of fun. So I just decided, you know, why not do a semi-blind Let's Play of it? I mean, I'm not doing too terrible, even though I'm not really totally familiar with it. Not as familiar as I am with the first one, but whatever, you know. I'll have to deal. But this is probably the easiest boss in boss history. This reminds me of fighting the first boss of Ninja Gaiden, almost. Because you can just keep wailing on him, and he will just not really do very much, but just walk after you. Sort of like the boss of Ninja Gaiden, or the first boss anyway. You know? At least he has good AI, because he follows you around and jumps and stuff, and I thought that was kind of cool. Even though it's just a boss, but whatever. So yeah, that's done. And we get all our stuff back, or at least health, because health's important, don't you know? And this is a very interesting mechanic in this game. You can actually choose which path you want to go on. So I could go up here to the clock tower, or go down here to wherever this place is, a death trap, and, you know, go to different levels, and it lets you choose, which makes this game, you know, feel fresh almost every time you play it, because you can take just as many different paths as you feel like, and, you know, the outcome of the game will be different every time. I mean, it all leads to the same destination, of course, but, I mean, you know, things happen when you go in different pathways, I'll just say that. But I'm gonna pretty much rule it out as doing, like, a system where, like, I'm probably gonna do 2 playthroughs of this game, if I'm even good enough to beat it, that is, because I have no idea what the end of this game actually holds for me. That's where I get for starting a Let's Play of a game that, well, I don't really know too well. Not the first time I've done that, but I'm actually willing to go through this Let's Play, simply because Castlevania is really fun. But what I'm probably gonna do is just take all the downward paths, simply because that's what I did when I was at school. Actually, that was today. Yeah, I just took all the downward paths just because, and then that was kind of cool. And I actually found the character that I wanted to get, so that's, I guess, another reason why I'm going to take all the downward paths, is that I want to get another specific partner on my team. And you can't really get all the partners in the game, so don't even try. Like, whatever partners you get completely depends on the path you take, and it's kind of like the system makes it so you can't encounter every character, no matter like what playthrough you're doing of the game. Like, in a single playthrough, you're not gonna encounter the 3 characters that you can potentially get as your partner. So that's sort of a thing. But the one I'm going for now, I think, is the only one I'm gonna be able to get, since I'm taking all the downward paths. But that's just my fault. And gosh, they put that skeleton in such a weird place. I'm gonna have to wait until he goes back. It's kind of weird. I don't want to lose any lives, you know. This level really isn't that bad. I like that background though, it's kind of trippy, if anything. Oh god, that was really close. I want some health. That's sort of a thing with this game. I don't really search for wall chicken all that much, because there's simply just nothing in the walls every time I check. I mean, any Belmont should just be willing to check in the walls for a giant piece of chicken, you know. I mean, their appetites are just that humongous that they'll eat a piece of chicken even if it's in the dirty old walls of Castlevania, the creature of chaos. Okay, so yeah, like I said before, taking all the downward paths, and I at least hope that I can get this done before like a 15-minute limit thing, because I was gonna do one level per episode, but then I realized that isn't really gonna work, considering the fact that there's so many different level paths that you can go on, and that's just kind of confusing overall. So, oh god, no. I didn't get the ball healing thing because there's no boss, so I'm probably gonna end up dying. Yeah. Well, I guess it's inevitable. Sometimes. And freaking bullfrogs, man, get out of here. No one likes you. Oh god, they do 3 damage. It's like already going to the hard mode ratio from the last or not the last Castlevania, but Castlevania 1, where you get but so far in the game and then enemies start doing like 4 damage per pop. So that's kind of a thing. No, god, leave me alone. So many came out at once right there. That's kind of bad. Leave me a frickin' alone. Oh, frick that. No. Like, I have 0 lives, so I might as well just, like, not even try anymore. I mean, I'll try, but I mean, it's pretty much inevitable that I'm probably gonna end up dying at some point, and then I'll just have to start over the level. So, I mean, unless I do really good in terms of gameplay, I'm not really getting anywhere. But there's no reason that should have happened. But for some reason, like, Trevor, when you're on stairs, it's like stairs is your worst enemy, like, in this entire game. Like, you have to be in a certain area for stairs to actually work for you correctly. I don't know. It seems like the stairs were kind of fine in the original Castlevania. Then in this one, it's kind of just wonky to me. I don't really like the stairs in this game. Like, you can't really do diagonal. You have to, like, press up on the D-pad for it to even go up the stairs at all. Just kind of awkward, I guess. And you have to be so far away before you even try to do it, so I don't know. It's weird to explain unless you've actually played the game yourself. I guess that's just kind of filler commentary, just simply because I don't really know what else to say, other than the fact that I'm getting so many different sub-weapons. Do I need that many different sub-weapons? I forgot the boss of this place. Wait, no, I know the boss of this place. And if I get a game over, well, that'll just be... I'll probably cut to myself getting to the boss within the next episode, if I don't end up, you know, actually beating it, of course. Hopefully I will, because it's not really that hard of a boss, you know. Hopefully I can actually do it. And will you spawn, Ghost? You're freaking getting on my nerves. No one likes you, Ghost. It's weird. Even the ghosts are bone-based. But we're pretty much coming up on the boss. And yes, I want that clock, please. Please. Oh god, no, I got hit. Please don't happen again, because I really need all the life I can get. These of Mud and Min are not helping at all. Let's get... Oh, Jesus. No. Okay, let's just freeze time. And I got a life. So maybe I can actually do this first try. Legit. So, this is the boss. This is a bat. This bat is different from the one in the original Castlevania, simply because it splits every time you hit it. But if you can actually get it in one place, you can actually, like, just keep on whipping all of them, and, you know, they'll just stay in a single place, and then you won't ever have to worry about them going all over the place, because, you know, that can be problematic. But, well, let's at least try not to get hit this time. Well, I already did, but not get hit like a bunch of times, so I'll at least have a chance on the boss. But, I don't know, this is a really fun game, though. Like, I just decided one day, like, you know, I have no work to do. I'm on the internet, so why not just play some games on an online emulator? And that's exactly what I did, and I played this, and it actually wasn't that bad. But yet again, I did hear, you know, this was the hardest Castlevania of, I guess, the classic series, so, I mean, I'm ready for it. I mean, yeah. I at least got through, like, I don't know how many levels, but whatever. Let's actually kill this bat. The timer won't actually work, so that's cool. I swear one time I actually got the timer to work, but no, these bats are gonna kill me again. If I get a game over, well, it's gonna be time. Yep, I got game over. So I guess in the next episode, I'll just cut to me getting to the boss, and that'll be the beginning of the next episode. So, whatever. At least I did good enough, and I am satisfied with this episode. So yeah, see you guys next time.